Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about dreaming of snakes. So we talked a little bit about this last night on our God Ordained Live Q&A. I wanted to put this in its own separate video in case, in the future you might have a dream of snakes. You can come back and refer back to this video. But whenever we talk about dreaming of snakes, let's say in your dream, you dream this snake is biting you. We already know whenever a snake is biting you, anything that is biting you in your dream, that's never good. It's never a good thing. Okay. The bite is representing trying to bring you into covenant with the kingdom of darkness. Okay. So it's never a good thing to be bitten by anything in your dream. And if the snake was successful in biting you, now it goes into what what came as a result of this snake biting me, because now that also means spears are now being transferred into towards you. Okay, so that can be spirit of poverty, spirit of rejection, spirit of setback, backwardness, delay, spirit of infirmity, right? So you always want to, when you have these dreams of being bitten by a snake, you always want to wake up, come out of covenant with this dream. You want to rebuke this dream. You want to rebuke these evil spirits, because you don't know which spirits were transferred to you. So just start going down a list of evil spirits to rebuke, bind, and um, make sure you come out of covenant with that dream. But when we talk about dreaming of snakes, okay, so we already know just from reading Genesis chapter 3, the devil, he's referred to as the serpent, you know, um, you know, he's the snake, okay. So we already know when snakes show up in our dream, it is representing the enemy, okay. But I want to show you other scriptures to help you understand, snakes and what it also can be representing in your dream. Okay. And then let me just say this. When you have a dream, you have to take the whole entire dream into its context, okay, to get the full interpretation. So look at everything that's going on in that dream, okay, and take it all into its context, and ask God to give you the dream interpretation of it, okay. But let's take a look at Exodus chapter 7, verses 8 through 13. It say, the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, when Pharaoh says to you, perform a miracle, then say to Aaron, take your staff and throw it down before Pharaoh, and it will become a snake. Verse 10. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and did just as the Lord commanded. Aaron threw his staff down in front of Pharaoh and his officials, and it became a snake. Pharaoh then summoned wise men and sorcerers, okay, and the Egyptian magician also did the same things by their secret arts. Each one threw down his staff and it became a snake. So here's a scripture that is letting you know snakes, when they show up in your dream, can also represent witchcraft. Okay? It can represent the enemy, Satan, and it can also represent witchcraft. Okay? Let's go over to Matthew chapter 3, verse 7. And I'm going to read this out of the easy to read version. It say, many Pharisees and Sadducees came to where John was baptizing people. When John saw them, he said, you are all snakes. Who warned you to run from God's judgment that is coming? So, again, when you have dreams of snakes, it could be representing the people you're around. You might be surrounded by snakes. You might be surrounded by people who got that religious spirit, who are hypocrites, okay, who moving like a snake. All right. So again, this is why you got to take your dream into its full context to get the full meaning of it, the interpretation of it. Okay. Let's take a look at another one. In Luke chapter 10, verse 19, it say, I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. So there will be times where God might give you a dream, and this dream might speak to your destiny, but he might give you a dream showing you killing a snake, or you got your foot on the snake head. Okay. And again, like I said, take that whole dream into its context. But sometimes God will show us what we are going to be doing in the future. This is what, you know, this can be what you're going to be doing, like, when you get all the way into your purpose and calling. You're going to be cutting the heads off snakes. That could be deliverance, right? But understand, snakes in dream can have different meanings. It can mean the devil. It can mean witchcraft. It can mean you around people who have that snake spirit. They hypocrite. They have that religious spirit in them. Okay, so watch out for them. And it can also represent, it can also be God showing you what is to come in the future, what you're going to be doing in your ministry. Okay, so with that, and let me say this again, when you have these dreams, if it's representing witchcraft or the enemy or you surrounded by snakes, you always want to come out of covenant with the kingdom of darkness. That's number one. And then also rebuke these evil spirits, okay, off of your life. Okay. So with that, I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.